All right, I wanted to go over Atlanta FaZe's red card against Miami because Miami is the number one, or before this game. I mean, I guess you could say even like before the LAN. They were the number one red card hardpoint team. This map was getting auto vetoed. FaZe, I believe, auto vetoed this map against them, but now like they're hard challing them on it because they've improved on it drastically. And I just want to show you some of the improvements that Atlanta FaZe made on this map as we go through this whole entire map. And like, I love seeing teams improve. Like seeing the way they're playing red card now, as opposed to the way they're playing it like before. I mean, like, just go and watch any of like their major one qualifier matches if they had any on red card, and go watch that, and then come back to this video. Yeah, because I'm not adding it into this one. But going to, you could say maybe some internet cheese because Miami was claiming, you know, like their pings got high like halfway through the game. I'm pretty sure it'd be like the exact same outcome anyway. But that's just me. So the first thing I want to highlight, I'm gonna be highlighting every single play, the good and the bad. I'm gonna be glazing FaZe a lot. There are some rooms for improvement because it ended up being like a 250 to like 170 something. Could have been a lot cleaner, but you know, online qualifier game, probably trying some things out. There was one like really bad spawn that we're gonna go into on a P4, that Miami got that I really want to talk about, but. Just want to talk about this. So, like, two guys go down, both guys that played, like, the outside because, you know, got to establish outside control. Abizi, the guy on the hill, recognizes both his teammates went down, so he backtracks and just watches the pinch, just holds it up until his team spawns back and is able to help him. He gets a crazy kill there. And then Sim going through P5. Catches the guy off guard in number 3 and then draws the shoots number 1. And I just like how I like how he backtracked there and he didn't like fly in and die. He wanted to maintain like the map is God, my mouth feels so weird. Pause. But he wanted to maintain map position. He didn't want to just like fly in and then going for a trade and then they're all back and then Miami's able to push forward. Like I get lots of map position. And so something I want to also establish is like this also goes to the conversation with like there being roles on the team. This is a perfect example from Atlanta FaZe of yeah, they do have roles on the team, but depending on the area that you're at, where you spawn, you're responsible for whatever is required of the area that you spawn in. So perfect example is Abizi off spawn. We all know Abizi's playstyle. He's the entry sub. He's the headbanger. He's the guy with the high interactions, always in there. But take a look at this. Off spawn, he gets a P2 spawn. He wants to make sure his team doesn't lose it. He knows how far his team is pushed up. So he goes back here and he blocks the spawn. And he just like sits there. He's not really even like engaging on P1. Yeah, he's like throwing like some shots, but he's maintaining the spawns. And now you see where his team all spawns because he knows how far MC's pushed up. If a BZ pushes up there, you know, and they get some kills, there's probably a flip. There's probably like a flip around here. Like, because Activision, just the way like the spawns are, is like if a whole team was like on P1, if all of Atlanta FaZe was like pushed up here and they started getting kills and they're all staring in this direction, the game is just not going to keep spawning you down there. It's going to try to like help you out and it's going to like spawn you out, you know? So heads up play from him holding the spawns. He gets the spawns for his team and they get this P2. That's like responsible play right there. And like, I don't really know why Stim died, but like he already knows 100% for sure Miami's nowhere near the back, and even if they push up to BS and D, he's still gonna get a back spawn anyway. Real actually gets a spawn kill on a BZ, but then like Impact Sheet trades that. And I like how Sim plays his life right here. So he's just like standing at the edge of the hill, reads that pressure, he waits to like regain his health, And then he hops up and instead of chilling from the front, knowing that guy's an SMG, he goes around. I love that play. And now, I mean, like, this time is like important, but they're already making plans for P3 and P4, and you're gonna watch. Like, I'm not gonna be pausing it for probably like the next like 2 minutes, but like I'm just gonna walk through this. Atlanta FaZe playing for the outside spawns. Watch how they play for it, and then they pin all of Miami in the back, and they hold this, and they have a clean rotation in P4. It all starts on this fuck P2 right here. So like, God, I even said I wasn't gonna pause it, but notice how Chris like takes that route. They're putting so much emphasis onto clearing everybody out of this street because what they want to start doing is like, yeah, like they're fucking getting these kills right now. And I actually want to talk about this MC kill. I'm so sorry. I actually guess I am pausing it because I forgot about there's some things. So MC dies here. Kind of a mistake to die at this point in time, but he holds his kill cam because like the respawn delay is only 2.5. He plays the whole kill cam and the respawn delay, and he spawns like right at the end of the hill. And since it's like right at the end of the timer and the new one's about to pop, he does not spawn in the back. If he spawned up instantly, he's probably still going to spawn in the back, but he held his kill cam 100%. He spawns over there. And like, notice how the whole time Sim's just staying the outside. He's clearing the outside too, because like sometimes there could be like some split spawns, or sometimes a guy left unaccounted for. He's making sure there's no one unaccounted for. He's constantly looking back. He even goes inside P1, checks the back. He's really clearing it out. And then when his teammate spawns there, now he knows they're all on this side. And FaZe does a good job just holding this P4 side the whole time, and they're actually able to break this hill and be able to hold it while maintaining the outside spawns, which is super tippable because there's actually a lot of teams that try to do that, but they cannot do it. Like, they're able to commit lives, but like they're keeping track of the kills to know that even though like they're pushing up, they're still gonna get the outside spawns. Like 3 right here probably could have like probably had a chance to like actually make a gap, because there was like a point in time I was thinking, okay, someone from FaZe has to like actually like stay around the outside, because like they weren't really like, it's so funny I said I'm not pausing, but actually I'm just gonna keep pausing because there's actually like a lot of like small things like to talk about. Yeah, I was actually kind of like sometimes they just like if you want to talk about like a point like this, like I would have liked to have a person like back here at this point in time, but they committed, and since Rancor was not taking it out, because he assumed that they had a person holding it, because realistically there should be a person watching it. So I'm not blaming him for watching this, but like he's probably watching this VOD back like, dude, these guys are still pushing P3 with 15 seconds left. They're not even holding the outside spawns. But because Miami's still spawning in the back, FaZe gonna get that spawn. And then I like how MC actually reads this, because usually once P3 is about to end, there's always a guy that takes a route around the back because, you know, they're not trying to get pinned in the back. And MC actually reads this, so he goes in to take it. The guy could have took a route. There actually was a guy that took a route, but I like how he so like he didn't see that guy, but he saw him shoot his gun. They get the kills. Atlanta FaZe is getting all these kills to put them in the blender down here, because we talked about this in the Ultra LA Thieves video. Like, that's like the low ground spawn. Granted, you have like the cover right there on like that blue thing, like right there, which is pretty close to the hill. Actually, I think it's that one. It's actually like the square right there with like the ladder. But this is like the hell spawn. Like, they have all this height, they have all the cars, they have all top mid control, and you're coming with like no cover, and you're walking into the open from P2 to the hill. It's like a death trap. You actually get spawned there. But we're actually gonna get into that Fugazi spawn, because it actually happens on this one, I'm pretty sure. So Atlanta FaZe is working. They have a guy on the hill. They're working on clearing everyone out the back, and now they know where all of Atlanta FaZe is spawning. This guy comes out, hell spawn. And now look at these arrows. Look at this setup here. So like even before we get into this horrible spawn, because that fucking number 2 spawn is the one I wanted to talk about. But look, this right here is like the hell spawn. Like now they're just spawning deep. They have to cross 4 guys. So now we're gonna get into that crazy spawn that he got, which I think is ridiculous, but I think I have an explanation for it. So this is a crazy spawn, by the way. In any normal Call of Duty, you would not be getting this, bro. Because, like, usually the game doesn't even spawn you this far from the hill. But there's a couple explanations I can think of why he would get this spawn. Number 1, it's the game doing you a fucking favor. It doesn't want you being in a fucking blender. 2, I think this setup from Atlanta FaZe is perfect. I think the only correction is MC being pushed up like that far. Like granted, he is watching all the mid, but I think him pushing up that far blocks off a spawn, because there is a spawn on this P4. Like when like you're trapped in this area, there's a bunch of people getting like this spawn and everything, but this also is a spawn point as well when you spawn on this side of P4, and he's so close to this spawn point that now the game just spawns him out. So I think for future reference, maybe Atlanta FaZe might go back and look at this, but you could still watch mid. You could even like sit up here. Like you realistically, honestly, like this setup's great. You got 5 on the cross, you got 7 here. 8 should honestly, like, I'm not faulting this setup at all, because obviously like, you won't know if the guy spawns out until you actually try this. Like FaZe did everything correct here. They got everyone out of like the P3. They got the guy in rotation. They got everybody spawning where they wanted them. But I think being pushed up here forced them to spawn there, because that is a spawn point. Like that is a spawn point. We've all played red card at least once. We know on that P4 like this is a spawn point. People try to get through mid. So I think for future reference, like the perfect setup on this would be exactly this, except the guy could honestly like 8 or whoever the 4th guy is on whoever team could honestly be here, and you could watch mid go back and forth. You could actually spray some shots on the cross from up here to down there, and this will block the back and have them constantly spawning here, and you could constantly keep going back and checking. You could even honestly be like at the elbow here too. You could even be like at the back doorway watching that, but being pushed up in this area like blocks off a spawn for them. That's the best possible scenario. But I remember watching this live and I was like, ain't no way he's getting this blessed spawn, because realistically the game would never spawn you like this far away. Like this is a pretty far spawn for Black Ops 6 standards, but the only explanation I think of that is 8 being far pushed up. But I'm not faulting MC at all. Like they have everything covered. This is a perfect setup. But I think after seeing this guy spawn in the back, next time you watch FaZe play this map, you're probably going to see a different setup from the guy in ticket, knowing that they could spawn out here. The only way this works is if 5 backs up, but 5 can't really back up because he's basically the guy responsible for like the close cross. So he has like the most important role, because like 6 could like help, like if he dies on the hill, then someone has to run all the way across and like get on the hill, which just f's up everything. So 6 is kind of just his only goal is to stay alive, only peek when like you know like they're being like but yeah. But like I don't expect him to read this, because they thinking they have them all pinned in the back. Like this is such a perfect setup, and then the one guy just ruins everything. This lucky guy gets a lucky spawn, ruins the whole setup, bro. They had him in a blender there, an absolute blender, and that one spawn out actually like gets them some time. Well, Atlanta FaZe was able to get that back though, and the reason why he got that back is because MC got like a back spawn, I think. Actually, no, he didn't get a back spawn. He just snuck by. Okay, nice. Cause like, how like they get a back spawn when they're blocking the back? great peek. And now I want you to take a look how Atlanta FaZe is playing this. So like, they are not blocking this back because realistically, so this is just like great teamwork out of Atlanta FaZe. And also, let's talk about how like good Chris is in like hard points where like it's high interaction AR crosses, bro. Whenever it's like an AR cross map, like on sub base, he would always be putting up these numbers on sub base. When it's like a map where you just have to watch crosses and things like that, bro. He is a good AR in like those scenarios. But I want you guys to take a look at this because going into this P5, like we talked about before, most people prioritize like the BS&D side because they want people in the hell spawn. And that's exactly what Atlanta FaZe is planning for. So they got 8 pushing up to like not only get any stragglers that go across, but we have Simp watching the cross, getting kills going across. And now every kill that they get, since he's blocking the spawn, they're all going to like spawn over here. So he's like, they know all Miami is spawning like because of old. They're all going to spawn in the back. So he's watching the cross, getting those kills. And then obviously if he doesn't see anyone, they're all going around the back. We have 8 blocking that back. But even if he's blocking it and like there's still people around here, just if anybody dies, whoever dies first going to start spawning over there. So now you're going to see Miami start spawning over there now. And if he gets that kill, it's almost like perfect. But they actually make up for it instantly. So, like, they would have had all 4 of them perfectly spawning. They would have had a perfect rotation just from that. Like, guys, like, this is stuff you don't see in rank play. Like, you can even take a look at number 8 off spawn, like, how early they play for this. Like, 8 goes early, like, to go get that spawn, and number 7's adjusting to the way number 8's adjusting. And on, like, the cross, they get the kills. It's a big that he's actually able to get 1 there. But immediately, Atlanta FaZe does not like any loose ends, so they play as a team and they get this last guy out the back. Look, now you're going to see number 6, number 5. They're like, 7, you focus on the spawn kills because now we have them all spawning exactly where we want them. They're all spawning over here. So you can manage that for like 5 seconds because, like, yeah, they're not going to have enough time to wrap around while we're dealing with this guy when we come back. So, like, 5 and 6 both go chasing after him. Now they get him out of there. Now they know where they all are, and now they got them in the trap now. MC's in ticket. He's getting the spawn kills up the escalator. Now they got him in the blender. And the one issue about this, I'm going to explain in a sec. So right now they played it perfectly. But I didn't like a BZ pushing up this far. This is the one thing he didn't have to do. They would have gotten a perfect 38 off of this. There is no way if a BZ does not push up here, they don't get 38, having them all spawning in the back. 5 is hard blocking the back, but he's hard blocking it in a position where you could still see him if they come up. So he has, like, this is a perfect setup. The only issue is how far 6 is pushed up. And that's it. Because realistically, it's nice to have a guy in ticket because escalator, and I've talked about this in other red card videos. A lot of teams don't like being trapped here, so some people might even send a guy to go all the way around, which they did. But BZ kind of pushed up into like a no man's land spot, and it's not the fact that he pushed up far, it's just that he's not in a spot to guarantee a kill. He would have been better off just going into L and fucking laying down, because even if he's this far pushed up, he's blocking the back. It's not going to spawn them there. Like, there's only like 2 spawns on this hill, and it's like here and over here, you know? There's like sometimes if like your teammates are over here, it'll like spawn you close to them, and there's sometimes if like both teams have like guys on different sides, it will like spawn you here, but it all depends. We saw that in the Ultra like these video. But a BZ pushing up here and not playing like a guaranteed kill, like he could have just been in ticket with MC even, bro, and just like watched his right side, because like he's in a spot where like literally in the open, like. And obviously he's not reading the guy taking like a route, but you have to know they're going to try to take a route to get out of this. Like, they're not going to just like keep flooding through the front. They know who you are. They know your Atlanta FaZe. Like, they're not going to just like keep walking in the front and like dying. So he's just in a no man's land spot. And I didn't really like that because that kind of ruined the whole set up, but immediately Abizi dies, and now it makes everybody have to readjust just because he died, and I didn't like that. But they readjusted pretty well. Now time's not being collected because like now they know they're outnumbered, and like now everyone has to move, and now people start dying. Now since Abizi died, Drazo pushes up. Abizi takes his spot. MC gets MC in office, and then Ticket has to back up, and it just ruined the whole setup. Just that one guy dying, which is why I didn't like that. Like just pushing up into a spot you didn't need to push up into. Could have been playing a Garrett. He didn't even have to do anything. He could have just been like around the hill right here, helping Simp just fucking teamfire people. And if MC dies in Ticket, he could just hop up and fucking take over his spot. And then when he hops up and takes over his spot, they still have control, and MC off spawn, and then Draza could move up, and they have the exact same setup they have. And, you know, but he was just like too far away, and like they all had to readjust their setup. I didn't like that at all. But, you know, small things like that I hope that they clean up and they learn from. Granted, I think they know they're playing Miami, so maybe like they're kind of just like trying shit out. But make that play against LA Thieves, like you're getting punished, and you can't be making that mistake against LA Thieves. Like they want to beat LA Thieves at this map. They came close like the second time. They got dominated the first time at the major one, and then faced them again in grand finals and corrected most of their mistakes, but made some minor trolls and lost. But yeah, they really want to clean up their red card, and it's a lot better to, instead of going like, yeah, we're playing like a team that's like below us, fucking like whatever, you want to make sure you maintain good habits. You want to make sure that you practice good habits and repetition, so you're not like, oh, we can do whatever we want against lower teams and then against high teams. Maintain that same consistency against every team you play is honestly like my big thing. But another thing right here is I don't expect Miami to read these split spawns at all, like because so all these trades go down. But at this point in time, Miami has to know there's like people spawning here, but they think they're all there. And I don't blame them because technically Atlanta FaZe should all spawn here, but that's not the way the game is, bro. Just game is so weird. In a normal COD, all of Atlanta FaZe should still spawn here, but they actually end up getting split spawns. Them getting split spawns, and I don't expect fucking number 4 to read this at all. Number 4 Real, he like kind of looks behind for a sec, but he's like, oh, like they must be all in the front, but no, he gets hit in the back. But they did kind of read that actually. Like, look, you can even see like 3. He's like looking, doesn't see anyone in the front, and then yeah. And this is like a small thing, has really nothing to do. It's like a small thing. It's like a small critique. This is a small critique because I remember talking about it in like a previous video. But knowing how long you have to stay in a spot until you realize you're being useless to your team and you got to go do something. But Chris actually did make up for this anyway. But so he's in this spot. He gets like this team fire, like, or I mean, not the team fire. He gets the shots on Rancor. Immediately, you should realize at that point, ain't nobody going to contest you anymore. They're not going to cross there. He definitely called that out. No one's going to cross anymore. I would be moving spots. I would be like switching like to Ticket or like whatever, because like now you're going to see all of his team dies now. Like now you have guys on the hill and they're like breaking the hill from the outside, and he's just like over there. And now he realizes like he has to move, but it doesn't really matter. It does not matter at all. That's just like a small thing I picked up on. I also want to talk about right here. Number 1, Chal's P4. Crazy Chow, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. But that opened up the re-break for Atlanta FaZe. I'm sorry, bro. My mouth feels so weird. I don't know what it is. Whenever I'm on the mic, I think it's every time I think it's. You know what it is? It's the chocolate milk. I think the chocolate milk really upset my mouth. I don't know what it is. Like, that's why you don't drink milk when like you saying, you know? Exact same thing like with commentary videos. You don't drink milk. Noted. I'm never drinking milk before I make another video again. It actually does like do something, but so now we're gonna talk about the route that Chris makes right here. So like he's on the hill, and now he's like, okay, like we need to get P2. Like, fuck the rest of this time. I'm all by myself. I'm probably gonna die anyway. Takes the route. I'm surprised no one on Miami read it because like he was on the hill and they knew he was there. Like they knew he's on the hill, and then all of a sudden he's off the hill. I'm not sure if like they thought it was like MC or like whatever, but they got those because on the outside. 3 kind of like reads it. He's thinking he's gonna come on the other side to take it, but didn't know he's gonna take the Omega route, and he takes the Omega route, gets him off the hill, drops down. You could even like see him on the actual screen. Gets that kill, and now he helps clear that out to open it up for his fucking team. And then he connects on the hill, but it doesn't matter because fucking Metals goes a 3-piece. So it was a great route, but then he ended up getting 3-piece anyway. He ended up getting fucking 3-piece. Guy's a great fucking 3-piece though. Now Miami has a great hold. They have everything covered, and then everything starts changing when like they fucking push up here. And I know they're trying to. The thing is, with the P2 to P3, it doesn't even matter if like you rotate quote unquote to P3 first. It's a hill that like, I mean, you don't really have to like flip the spawns for it like right away. Like you're so close to like tying the game up. You just got a 4 down. I would honestly like keep Atlanta FaZe on this side for like another another wave. Like I would go for another wave. So like they get like a 4 down here. Like maybe I'm just like I'm like old school, but I'm so used to like back in the day playing Black Ops 2. You'd be playing for full fucking 50s, 60s. Ever since like I think it was like MW19 or like fucking like whatever. Honestly, probably Black Ops 4. I don't know. But at a certain point in time in like 2019, 2020, like the new hardpoint thing honestly became like after like after halfway through the hill, we got to start doing all this shit. Like I miss the days where it's all about securing like all the time, because that's the point of like rotating to a hill, is to secure the whole time. It's not just to get it initially and then fuck whatever happens. But like Miami gets all 4 down. I would just hold this for another wave. Have this guy block the back again. It's 30 seconds. Atlanta FaZe, of all teams, is going to push this. And breaking P2 from the outside when, like, all 4 people are alive is actually pretty fucking hard. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's possible because you could throw all your nades, but you have to, like, walk onto the hill. You either walk on the hill straight, which is hard to do. Can't really go from stage when that guy's watching it. If you come from up top, there's usually a guy watching the back. You basically have everything covered. Like, you can actually get a good hold. And I'm just thinking with 30 seconds, you don't need to be even, like, trying to flip the spawns already. Like, I would be blocking it again. But that's just me. Like, if you're going to push up and they're there, bro, like, play like a heady. Play for a heady, wait for him to come to you. I'm not really faulting number 2 that much, but I mean, like, he fucking died. Wait, does he have an AR? Yeah, he does. But, like, Traza, like, reads that shit. He, like, reads that pressure. He's like, I'm not even gonna go anywhere. Which is crazy how, like, there's 30 seconds on this hill, and he knows that, like, Miami's going to push. Like, they just shouldn't be pushing for this. Like, he knows that, yeah, we just got 4 down, so Miami's going to try to take space. But, bro, I would have just held it for another, like, this is 30 valuable seconds, bro. 30 valuable seconds to get back in the game. On P3, you could easily, like, especially when you still have the back spawns, like, the back spawns for P2 aren't that bad. Because, like, when P3s pop, you want to fight for the outside anyway. So there's no point even trying to flip it anyway. Because, like, then you're going to be on this side. Atlanta FaZe is going to be on this side. And you have to, like, actually try to fucking fight them for it anyway. But, like, I didn't really like that. I probably could have held that. But instead, they don't get any time now. Like, they had a perfect thing just to, like, after they got the 4 down. I'm sorry, I'll talk about it one more time. So, like, after they get the 4 down right here. Bro, I'm thinking 3 could push up, but like this guy should like block the spawn. He should back up and block the spawn for one more wave of kills. You block the spawn, wait for them to all spawn up. You just have to walk back for like 3 seconds until they all spawn up again. And then once they all spawn up again, then you can push up. Then you can push up and then you get the kills and then you flip them. Because then by then, it's probably another 15 seconds gone by and you're at like 105, 114. A lot more palpable at that point if you get broken. I'm thinking, yeah, at this point, 4, just go back, block it. By then, they're spawn up. It's like 3 seconds. And by the time you're back in it, you could go back to the exact same spot. Just make sure they all spawn on this side again. And then by then, your team's all pushed up. And then you could push up and then flip. But like trying to flip in the middle of them like respawning is going to create splits. Because like they get that first kill a long way before they get the others. So they get that kill like 3 seconds before they get these ones. So it's not like a clean 4 dead when they're all 4 dying at the same time. It's like a split 4 dead. So there's already 2 people back up. So at that point, you should just guarantee that the other 2 people spawn on that side. So now you know where all 4 of them are when you're pushing up, as opposed to now putting yourself in a fucking sandwich now, which I don't really like. But these 2 people just died anyway. The guy died off the hill from the back. But I would have just played. I would have just blocked this spawn one more time. It's 30 seconds. That's a lot of time. But now we got Rancor taking the route to P3. He's like, I'm not getting blocked in the back again, brother. So Miami actually get these kills, and they played that very well. But just because, like, now the hill's handing, one person died before the other, one person spawns on hold. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, they got that first kill early. So that guy spawns there, and they spawned like 2 seconds later, like a second later, so they're gonna get like the new spawns. And like 2 is doing the exact same thing that Simp did on like the last rotation. He's waiting, he's looking because he knows there's someone around here. He even like goes back and he looks one more time, but unfortunate timing. Chris took his time, played for that, and he gets a double team on the outside, and Miami doesn't get the P4 spawns again, man. These poor guys. At this point, I would be trying to fight for it. Like, if I was fucking number 4, I would, like, off the spawn, I would have fucking taken a route. Like, instead, Miami keeps trying to fucking fight this from, like, the front. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys are just getting put in a blender. Someone got to take a route to try to flip. We're all just fucking fighting from the outside. And Draws is making a good play here. Like, he is watching that outside cut because he's like, they have everything fucking covered here. It's actually beautiful. It's actually so beautiful, like this setup. He's like watching the outer pinch. Look, he's like watching it. He peeked that side. He reads this route. He reads it very well. He even like talks about it in like the listening as well. And now they have a clean P4 side, and he knows now that new is popped. There's gonna be a guy spawning in the back because they're not blocking yet, and like he kills the same guy twice. I thought that was a great play. Like, he goes right from this one. The new hill's popped. You know, they're not going to spawn there anymore. He's going to spawn there. Instantly plays for that guy. I thought that was great. I thought that was beautiful. Just a beautiful play from Jaza. And then I want to talk about this, because I think this was Atlanta FaZe overthinking it a bit too much. P4 is a very simple hill. It's a watch cross, let the guy on the hill soak the time. It's like the one hill where the guy cannot get fucking naded off. He can only get wall banged, but like if he's like playing the right side, he's not going to get wall banged, and you won't even have time to wall bang him when the rest of your team is helping you. But I'm thinking right here, so like after they get like this kill, like they need to make sure that number 7 on the hill is covered. So I think all Abizi has to do, knowing that now number 5 has like that spawn completely blocked and MC just died, I would just play close, because your teammates off spawn like will be able to pick up your back, but I think he should just be like on like the close side. I don't think he should be watching mid, because now you're leaving number 7. Don't even know why number 7's still watching this when he knows number 5 is literally over here. I know he could fucking see him. don't know why you're looking this way. It makes no sense to me. And now he turns around. But I don't really like that Abizi was like roaming here. Like, this guy on the hill needs help. This is precious cargo. You need to protect this guy at all costs. This guy should just be soaking. Like, he takes a super Omega route. So after they get number 2, like, he reads that. Bro, just play like the close. Play the close. Like, MC off spawn could have easily fucking picked up his top, but they just left close, like, available, and this guy was able to just like sneak on. I didn't really like that at all. Like, that kind of like, that was kind of like, like, that's just like more time. Like, if you think about that one and then like that like P5 hole that they had, bro, this game should be like 230 to like 80 right now. Like 230 to 80. Like, that was a free hold. He just goes up roaming for kills. I know what he's trying to do. He's like trying to help his team, but just play close, because like they're going to spawn close. Like, they're not going to be taking routes. They're going to try to break the hill. And just trust that your teammates off spawn could easily pick up your back. I would even preferred it if you just like walked around the corner and just like try to challenge, he fucking died. I would prefer that over like him just like not watching like the close cross. But don't you notice how like this guy's on the hill and this guy has like the close cross? But yeah, that guy ends up dying anyway. But like, that's just what you have to do on P4. You always gotta make sure you got that close cross. Fucking, you gotta make sure you got that covered. Because most people aren't gonna try to break P4 from like around. They're gonna try to slide in close, especially when they're on the side spawn that has all the cars as well. You know. Damn, this is 30. This is 36 minutes. God damn. 36 minutes. And now, again, they're playing for like the B side, and I love like the heads up play from Draza here. So he's on the hill, and then he reads that like he doesn't really have help at the moment, and he realizes that they're all over there. And then after like he gets like some kills, he's just playing his life for a bit, but doesn't end up getting time. But I actually kind of liked how he played his life there. I'm not gonna lie, because he kind of realized he was on his own, but after you watch that back, you're probably like, he probably could have got fucking 5 seconds, but and now like they got the fucking, now they got like the fuck time again. Like a BZ gets that kill. Oh, I'm on the hill, but this is what happens when you don't have. This is what happens when you don't have control of ticket. It actually makes like a pretty like dominant hold, like a lot less fucking dominant, because like that mid, it's like very easy like to die from. Like you want them all spawning on this side or this side, which is why regardless of what side you have, always nice to have a guy here. It's just like the one unknown variable that's like hard to maintain if you don't have it, you know. And then the rest of the game's pretty like straightforward from here, but I guess we're just gonna like watch the rest of the game. So you see like an FaZe playing for like the outside, because the outside is like very important. And like they got that guy. Notice how much numbers they have on the outside. Outside control is so important, especially on P1. Going into P2, it's like very important. Look how they just like dominate like the outside. And now since like Atlanta FaZe was not like blocking that guy gets to spawn, but number 7 doesn't read that. Yeah, but they actually did get over aggressive there, like, because like they didn't do what they had last time. Like last time they had like a BZ blocking like the spawn, but they did have number 7, so unfortunately number 7 died at a very bad time. Like everything was dependent on number 5 staying number 7 staying alive, because if he stays alive, these players could like stay exactly where they are. But now number 7 died, so now there's no one to block the back, so now this is open like for number 3 to start spawning in there. So I was gonna say, like, do you think Simple for Child there? Do you think he just got beamed there? I mean, he got tucked, bro. He actually got tucked by Metals. Holy cow. He got fucking torched. He got torched there. Like, he got zapped. Yeah, freaking super zapped. Yeah, but MC went huge there. Like, they don't get P2 if like this guy does not pop this fucking 3. I don't even know how I don't know how he got this 3. I don't know how number 3 didn't kill him. I don't know what number 3 was on. Honestly, must have been like that high ping or fucking something. It must have been that high ping or something. Exactly like Study said, like that play, like that play actually was the one that opened up everything. Otherwise, it would have been spawning at Narnia. They probably don't get these split spawns. I mean, they probably do get the split spawns to be honest, but that play just opened up everything. And if you're not blocking the back on red card, I'm telling you right now, guys, like, no, it doesn't matter if you have control. If your whole team's even around here, if you're not blocking the back, they will spawn back there. And if they don't spawn there, then they're going to spawn inside. These are like 2 common spawns, which is why if you want like a perfect P2 hold, let's say you're playing ranked, you get like 3-4 down. Have a guy in the inside. Have a guy on the inside to watch mid. That's if you actually fucking want to hold from this side. Have a guy on the inside here. Have a guy here. Like to watch that. Have the guy on the hill. Have the guy outside. And that's pretty much a perfect setup. You don't really need the guy on the outside. Honestly, the guy on the outside could even be around the hill and you could watch stage from there. But always nice to have a guy blocking this so they don't get that spawn. And then a guy here. And this guy doesn't have to be here the whole time. He just has to be up here like until they spawn up. And then when like there's like some numbers that go down, he would have to backtrack. That's if you want like the just hold P2 like from this side. But you have to block the back and you have to block the inside. Otherwise they get fucking parallels in there. But now it's like over from here. Not really much to break down at this point, brother. But I love red card, man. I love red card. If they just fix some spawns, because there's like some close spawns, you know. At that P4 spawn where Atlanta FaZe had them trapped, I don't even care if 8's pushed up there. I know it like blocks that spawn, but that guy should not be spawning out. That is like a joke spawn. That is like a joke spawn, to be honest. But there are like some parallels that are kind of trolly, but overall this map is great. And I implore you guys to play it more. It's a map that actually requires strategy to play, and it's not just brain dead, oh yeah, we're going to hit the hill. This map requires teamwork. If you're not playing as a team on this map, you're going to lose. It's all about having a guy on the hill, watching crosses. There are some routes that you can take on this map, but it's a big map, but you spawn close to pretty much every hill except for maybe P1. But like every other hill you spawn pretty close to. But Atlanta FaZe take that game, slowly improving the red card. There's a lot of teams improving on the red card because now I think they're starting to realize how important of a map it actually is. We have teams like Ultra, also working on the red card and everything. And something else I want to point out about Atlanta FaZe is their teamwork. I talked about their teamwork so many times, watching that whole game, how everyone's always like near each other. Everyone's always like like they do everything together. And look at their interactions. Look how close like the statistics are. 25, 24, 25, 26 deaths. All within the same deaths. The kills 30, 32, 33, 35. Like pretty much all the exact same statistics. The only difference is the SMGs have more hill time because on this map, like I said, it's about just having people on the hill and ARs fucking watching crosses. So this goes to show like this should be a map where SMGs actually do have like a lot more hill time because ARs are responsible for a lot of crosses, and that's why it's a 3 AR map for like the most part. But yeah, like the way Optic played this map before, like a long time ago, like where Dashy had like 8 fucking minutes in the hill on the map. No, I'm kidding. He had like fucking 2.5. But like that shouldn't be the case. There should be an SMG on the hill, but hate that to bring up Optic. I mean, that's just something they got to work on. AG, Shotzi on this map need to get on the hill more. They have to stop auto vetoing. I could tell Optic right now what they have to do to become way better at red card. Shotzi and Pred need to learn how to play fucking different. Like there has to be one of you on the fucking hill on this map. Allow the ARs to watch your crosses, okay? Allow the ARs to watch your crosses. And like it's like a 3 AR maps. It's not like Abizi and Simp are on the hill both together at the same time. Like either or on the hill, and the others just watch crosses and they block spawns. That's all it is. Blocking spawns, having them spawn where you want. Like this is why this map is so great. I love it. It's like the closest to like an old school map we're gonna get, even with the ridiculous spawns of today's game. But it's just like there's a lot of blocking spawns. I mean, you can block spawns on pretty much every map. Like even like maps like Skyline Vault, there's spawns to block. But this map requires strategy. It requires a level of strategy I don't think the other maps require. You know. But yeah, that's my red card FaZe breakdown.